Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Dominions 4, the Thrones of Ascension, Byzantine Pythium. And after the train wreck that was last episode, I would like to hope that this episode will be a lot more positive. And it starts off okay. We summoned an Archangel, not one of the named Archangels, but just a regular Archangel. We did find an Astral Sight. Thanatos was the victim of an assassination attempt, which he handily took care of. Glimmering Fields has been taken over again by Ashdod. But here's what we want to see. We want to see Janal Forest. This is the attack on the level 3 throne by the Army of the South under Lucas. And they're leading off with some undead cavalry, which is pretty funny because that's what I'm doing as well. But all in all, with the magic forces that we have brought to bear here, I don't expect... Oh, our Olmish auxiliaries are fighting. One of that little black priest guy got ethereal. That's fun. And it appears victory will be ours. Oh, and Falresh is there too, just to aid his... Wow, what was that? That was cool, whatever that was. Alright. So, pretty solid victory in Janal Forest. We lost 2 Vestals, one our Mound King Cave Drake, 1 Bolite, and 1 Principe. But otherwise, we are destroying the gate without much trouble. Farron Mountains. Now, I did something a little... Well, you weren't aware of it in the last episode, but I changed plans a bit. Rather than continue my siege on the Hermore castle, I moved my army south and brought Midari Fubuki up to help to siege the Olmish castle, to attack the Olmish castle, which Hermore is sieging, basically because there's a throne there. So we'll see how that goes. I figured if we combine my forces, it's still an easy retreat path to the pass that I own, and taking this fortress will be more useful to us because it's probably under Olmish dominion, which means it probably has more supplies and there's a throne there. But since Hermore is leading with a rather serious siege force, they've got better troops and they have global spells. As you can see here, we have Rigor Mortis. We're familiar with that spell. It was cast when we lost Mayhem, I believe it was. And it's definitely not a good spell to have. It's causing all of my troops to fatigue quite severely. It appears that it's cast by Janud. No, that can't be right. He only has 2 death. Certainly it's got to be a more difficult spell to cast than that. 4 death. Probably this guy, Rotheart. A lot going on here. Midari Fubuki's holding on. Although the fatigue is looking pretty bad at 66. As you hear from the screams, I'm losing a lot of Vestals. In fact, I think the presence of Midari Fubuki is quite beneficial to my side here. Now the Vestals are fleeing, which you never see. I mean, they are super high morale. Varangians are fleeing. Well, some Varangians are fleeing. But as long as we can take this fool out, it'll be all worth it. And darn it, he's going to get away. Oh, Hermore. We won the battle, but at what cost? At what cost? Quite a cost, actually. We didn't lose any heroes whatsoever, but we did lose half of our Vestals, more than half, well, slightly more than half of our Varangians. And the only thing that really survived this battle was our frontline troops. Our elites were just beat up. Hermore, however, we took out 156, but they did get to keep their Spectator, their Prophet, and their Acolyte. So that is not a happy day for us. But we did win the battle. We didn't lose any heroes. Highwoods was taken. Salam we took. Elador they took from us. Grey Mercs we took. And that's really about it with this one. So here's our situation. Ashdod is surging, not just in the north here, where we're having a hard time containing them, but also to the south, which is also the north. Here, where they have these two huge forces leading right into cutting off my army and Saran Forest. I'm moving Bulgarin and his forces back there to kind of hold it out, but although what 60 human troops are going to do against 100 giants, I have no idea. Meanwhile, we still are sieging this castle with like a Vestal. 2 Vestals. Here's, as I told you, the escape method into the pass. Here, we are basically holding out. We have all of our leaders, but we're very, very low on troops, as you see. I just moved in my Varangians with my regular troops and kept them in a line here, since there's not enough to do anything more fancy than that. I am keeping Midari Fubuki there to help. I'm moving Gabriel in, not to fight, but to bring the disease-curing bottle and a water bracelet to give to one of my water mages to make them stronger. And I have a new Archangel. I'd like to introduce you to Electo. I've already have items prepared for him. I have him going south. I'm not sure what to do with him yet. He's going to help against Hermore in some capacity, whether that be here or whether that be here. I'm moving Falrish out just to clear this province real quick, just to keep Hermore on their toes, and then he's going to go back to help with the siege. Luckily for me, the only way for Ashdod to get to me is through here. So even if they go straight for me, it's going to take 2 turns for them to get to this province, and by then I'll have Electo down here, hopefully something. I'll have some plan. Maybe I could take this castle and move this force back up, although I don't know if that's smart considering there's the throne there. So I'm not sure really what to do with that. And I'm just recruiting troops everywhere. I've got Adrianus here recruiting whatever he can, because Burnsaber and his army are pretty much stuck here. I'd like to go down here and take this, but look at this huge army here, 170. I'd rather take them on defense than offense. So this army is basically sitting pretty until that happens. I'd like to take this throne. I'd like to move this army out, but I'm scared to do that as well, because though I could easily take this province, you notice this castle of Hermore's here with these 190 undead troops. They could pretty much strike anywhere. So this army is my anti-Hermore force here. They'll be able to move. If they strike here, I'm pretty much... Procus is on his own, and then I have the capital to help. I'm almost ready for another Harbinger, and I am forging some items to make that more possible. So we are not going quietly into the night, but this is quite a lot of fun here. One more friend to introduce you to, because Bonifacius Gustavus has moved over to this province to defend it. I needed another centurion here because Wallace doesn't have that much in terms of leadership. So welcome to Sir Blurgard, who right now I do not have any cool items to give that will be beneficial to him, but he is leading our Vestals. This army is very Vestal heavy, so he's leading the 2 flanking forces of Vestals, while Wallace is leading... I don't know what that was all about. Oh, I see. I get it. Well, the whole point was to have Wallace only leading 2 squads so they can have +1 morale. So I'll work the Vestals in with these guys. They're kind of going to move back anyways because the province defense is going to soak up most of the hits here. I'd love to move this army out, but as you can see, we're in kind of a spot here. This King Strategist is moving here to be defensive against these guys. Now, I wish I could lower the province defense here so we don't have a repeat of last time, but we won't because there's all these provinces he can fly to. But I want him to be defensive rather than offensive, because if I move him here, they might move here and we might just miss each other, and then we're in a merry chase. Whereas if I move here, all they can really do is move here or here, and either way we can stop them and react. I am putting Dragon Strike and Thanatos together to take on Glimmering Fields to get rid of this army, and we also have some regular angels there. So I think we're in pretty good shape as far as that's concerned, and that is that. So let's see how it goes. I wanted to mention, by the way, for those of you who keep up with me and who watch the videos on a semi-regular basis, that things are going to slow down a bit over the next couple weeks. Got a lot of commitments coming up, and really this isn't something I should be talking about during the episode, because maybe someone's going to watch this a year from now and this is going to be completely worthless. But again, this is the only way I know how to get to people right away. So for the next couple weeks, the update schedule will be a little sporadic. It won't be every day. I'm probably good until Wednesday, but then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday I probably will not be able to do anything. You probably won't see anything until Sunday. The following week, also is going to be a little hit or miss. High respects, nothing was found. Ashdod in the Promised Land with Hawks, and we defeated them. Thank goodness we could still defeat Hawks. Salam, we did it. We lost an Angel of the Host, but we beat them back and took out almost all their troops. We are attacking Hermore in the Sinks, and we have been successful. Oh, right. This is the force led by Italy. Okay, the Promised Land. Our Harbinger defeated them. Phoenicia, they took us out. I think this is to the north where they have that huge army. Now we can kind of see what it is. And it is bad news. 154 giants remaining. Oh boy. This is tough. Borale, we're attacking Hermore with our Angel of Fury. We were successful. Jebro was conquered. That's the word I'm looking for. Black Peaks. Oh, I love this. We took out 119 Scalarians, including a Grand Thaumaturg, and all we lost as a result of it was 10 units. And we gained a Principe, and we lost 7 Velites mostly. So this is Burnsaber's army, and they did quite well for themselves. Ivermark, Fort Wallace. We gained 2 Amorites and a Gilead Archer. We lost 4 Vestals, of which we have plenty, and we took out all those giants. I love it. We're going to make you pay, Ashdod. Glimmering Fields. We took out Amalek, but we should have had 2 angels in that battle. That means one of them got held somewhere, but luckily everyone survived. Ivermark is cold +3. That has to be a jerk spell. Runia, Unrest, and Magic +1. I don't know if that's a jerk spell or not. Janal Forest, Wherein, they're not falling just yet. And so that is not great news. We need these castles to fall. Alright, so, oh my. Well, we knew what to expect. There are actually 158 of them, not 210. But how are we ever going to do anything about this? I have no idea. This is pure insanity. In fact, let's get them out of the line formation because we need the morale. We have province defense. These guys will just hold and attack rearmost. But there's just no way. Bulgarian is basically leading a rear guard action here. It might even be better for me just to let them conquer it. But with only, well, 182 supplies. Oh boy. No, we'll make our stand. Electo, I didn't really want you to get involved in fighting this soon, but something needs to be done here. And you do have angels with you, so let me just make sure what you're doing. I'm going to have you hold a 3rd time. Alright. That'll help. That'll really help. Actually, we'll bless a 2nd time. Just to make sure all of our angels are blessed. And then hold. Okay. So, yeah. Not the best day ever for us, but we'll see. Put some token province defense here. Move everybody back to the throne. Hermore still doesn't have much to move up against us. We do have more troops here, thank goodness. We're going to give them all to Justinian. And he's going to move out. He'll be able to get there in 2 turns. We'll also bring some extra slaves. Maybe with them we'll be able to summon the 7th, although I don't think that's enough. And they're relatively safe, unless Hermore decides to break the siege of Ulm's castle. Alright. Ron Burgundy's also moving to the south, just to get some troops, do what he needs to do. I think another temple is always a good idea. And now we have tactical flexibility because Burnsabers beat that large force, although not just yet. Okay, we have a random angel there. So Thanatos, and as I said, we're always doing the buddy system now because I'm tired of losing angels, so they're going to work together there. I'm not even going to bother protecting this province. It'll probably fall again. King Strategist, however, will move forward. There's nothing they're going to have here that's going to cause him any trouble. fine. Let's just keep. Well, Oceania actually. Well, nah, they're fine. More hawks there. Raphael's preaching to try to get down some of this enemy dominion, while meanwhile everybody else is patrolling. Sir Blurgard. So the problem is he just doesn't have. I see what's going on. So I'm going to do actually, Wallace. I'm going to give your helmet to Blurgard. No, I'm not. Because Wallace needed that in order to give him the +1 inspiration. Shoot. Well, whatever. Okay, we have an archer. Not sure what to do with him. He could guard Wallace, I guess. Well, I'll just throw him in the front as a meat shield. It's no point in firing with one archer. So we're going to continue patrolling. He's going to continue preaching. Hermore moved out their troops. Not entirely sure where. Scaleria is definitely taking the brunt of the latest action. And Falresh. What are we going to do with you? Here's Scaleria. That could actually lead you into Ashdod to kind of piss them off a little bit. No one's here. This is a perfect opportunity to split their lands. I think this is a good idea. Good thing I have a spy there to kind of view things out. That's actually, yeah, we could destroy a temple, cause some havoc in their lands, get rid of some of their production. I think that is a great idea. Let's put just a teeny bit of money in here. No, we can't. There's nobody living there. All right, we're still trying to siege this castle. It's going a little slower than I would have hoped. And I think that's pretty much all I could do. Where do I need troops? Ron Burgundy's going to come here next turn, so it'd be good to give him something to lead in battle. Ooh, and some Vestals. Oh, no. Okay. So he'll pick those guys up, and then we need troops to the south more than we need them anywhere else. And that's the end of our gold. So, alright, moving forward. Oh, man. Even if we successfully siege both these castles and successfully conquer both of these thrones, claim them, that is to say, we're still going to be 1 point away from victory. However, we'll at that point have denied Hermore their victory. So, and I must have not had... What? I could have beaten this force. Where was Bajorian? They only sent 54 against us. Wait, but we also had the Angel. Oh, they're all inside the castle? Oh, for goodness sakes. Glimmering Field was conquered. Ulfia, we of course conquered. Lesser Wild, we of course conquered, although we didn't kill anything. Interesting. Scythia, we defeated Ashdod. Good job. This was finally Bonifacius Gustavus, who's always talking about how he never gets to see any battle. So let's take a moment and show him in battle. I think it's funny that the main commander of a force is a centurion when there's a legatus legionis just chilling, but that's what happens when you're province defense. Well, we did take out a mage, so that's nice. Whew. Alright, good job, Bonifacius Gustavus. Jebero, we were successful with our angels. Okay, Salam, another cold. Yep, we were definitely getting jerk spelled. Bergen Leader. Janal Forest has been opened. Farron Mountains has been opened. Alright, we're in good shape now. So, it appears everybody just decided to hang out here, which is not what I want, so I don't know. We could take them. They're spreading themselves out, which is dumb on their part. They could have moved in reinforcements, but 40 units? That means the most it could be is 80. I wish these two would have been in the battle. That would have, I think we would have won that last battle as a result. That was just poor planning on my part. Alright, we're going to storm this with everybody. We're going to continue being a big jerk face with, well, maybe it's good to get Falrish out of there, actually. I don't want to lose another angel to stupidity. Can we get Fall Rush to the battle over here? No, not quite. And I don't really know what... Oh, I do know what's here. A Kohen, 10 units, but some archers. Can you take 10 units with hard landing province defense? Alresh. Never healing wound, 42 hit points. Iron Will. You do have the defense. Oh hell. We only live once, right? I really want to kind of screw with Ashdod because I hate them so much. Token province defense just to keep them from doing anything. Alright. Gabriel, you are going to give this anti-disease thing to Andric. You're going to give this water thing to... Who is the guy? Acidic, I believe, is one with 2 water. I am correct. So now he has 3 water, and now, Gabriel, you are going to basically get out of here. You can go there for right now. Justinian, Lucomo, Quintartrus, and Scipio, you are going to join the party. The rest of you are going to... Well, you know what? No point in being hasty. We'll wait until Justinian gets here to siege. I just want to make sure that the slaves aren't standing in the middle of the battlefield, because that would be dumb. Where are they? Are they not showing up? I'm moving them. Oh, maybe I didn't push Y? I did push Y. Ah, here we go. Communicants. One up here. One over here. And there's one more that I'm... Ah, here we go. Alright, there are the communicants. Alright, so we're in good shape there. They still haven't tried to break our siege of this castle, which is pretty hilarious, although they are rebuilding the walls faster than we can stop them. Oh, man. Alright, Ashdod. I'm going to be a thorn in your side a little bit here. This is a good province with good defense, but I just don't want to spend the money. We need some regular troops here. Okay. Gustavus, you need troops as well. Now we have to get to the cheapies, unfortunately. Not enough resources. Okay. Dragonstrike and Thanatos. Let's engage this rather large army. I think 2 angels should be able to take them just fine. There are archers, but they're not crossbowmen. I'm not entirely concerned about it. And again, we have 2 angels. And then we can move on to Glimmering Fields, or move up here and take out some temples. I wish I had a force here that could siege that castle. So with these guys taken care of, I wish I had another angel. And just as I say that, Thunder, can you get me a Harbinger? You certainly can, thank you. What do we need to outfit them? We have a weapon for them, we have a shield, we have that, we have the helmet. So we just need the boots and the regeneration. Okay, and that's the Ignotimus. Who else has some nature? I guess I'm going to have to go with Gutorm or Magne. Alright, good for us. So we have another angel worth of items. Takiasune. You can research. Forge Earth. You could always use more defensive items, especially with the Forge bonus. And I think we're doing okay. So we're going to have another... Do we have another helmet? No, we just have one. So Photios, you're going to do the one thing that you always do. Forge Horror Helms. That's like your only role in this entire campaign. Alright, Euclides back where he needs to be. Ron Burgundy, let's pick up his troops. And you can guard him in case he gets attacked. And then we're going to move him down as well. Alright, they're storming. They're not. Emperor Burnsaber. 20 ghouls. I think it's worth a quick little surprise attack here. And then we can move back if necessary. But there's a castle here, you know, so it's pretty safe, I think, or I believe, rightly or wrongly. Recruiting some troops here. How about here? Okay. We're already recruiting up to the north. We actually have some extra money, which is amazing. We have our temple here already. Where is another safe place for a temple? Of course, the trick question. There is no safe place for a temple, but this castle should be safe enough. And then this castle. Alright, let's just save the money till we know next turn what we want to do with it. And how are we doing on research here? Going up conjuration, that's just fine. Let's show one more turn, folks. We'll show the storming of the castle, and then we'll call it a night. Fueled by copious amounts of Bundaberg Australian ginger ale that I'm still not being sponsored for. Come on, guys. And I'm ready to go. We have a Harbinger. Muspel. Well, we lost nothing and we took the province. That is quite good. That's what I wanted to see. Emain. We were defeated. We had no one there, so that's to be expected. I'm not even sure where Emain is. White Peaks. They took out our ghoul. Saran Forest. Our forces were defeated. They moved all their troops in. However, we still... both of our leaders survived, but now we are in some pretty dire straits here. I think next... oh god, I don't know what to do next. We're just going to continue to try breaking the siege with Electo until we kill or scare enough of them. Did he lose his angels? Probably. They're doing okay. Just that is a lot of giants. And our troops are already fleeing. Yeah, you know, Electo with just the angels should be able to take these guys. He's doing a decent job, right? Where was this? Saran Forest? Yeah, he survived. 5 of his angels survived. Now the question is, did they all split up into different provinces? We took out 32 of them. That wasn't too bad. Along with one of their commanders. Lesser Wild. They were victorious, and I'm sure that is. Barale. Elidor. We were successful. Feral Woods. We were successful. Perena. We were successful, which could have gone another way. We had one High Harbinger versus all of this. Janal Forest. The battle at the fortress with the throne. A fair amount of undead. But no mages. Ah, you know what? We just don't have time. Let's just see what the damage was. Not much. 5 units. All of our leaders survived. And we now have it. We've taken the throne away from them. Cold +3. Definitely a jerk spell. Unfortunate Saran Forest. Faron Mountains. Both of those are open. Faron Mountains. Okay. And, oh, look what Hermore did. I knew something was coming at some point. Alright, Ron Burgundy, we're actually going to move you back up here. We need to stop this before it gets to be a problem. I must have moved... oh, no. This is from when he was fleeing. 120 units. Well, Electo... Bulgarian is still in there. Damn. I think it's curtains for him, unfortunately. Electo is the only one who's capable of claiming this throne, so I'm going to do that with him at this point. The rest of you are patrolling. And we'll send Falresh and Electo together. I'm just going to keep Falresh being a pain in the butt here. because that's what I enjoy doing. We're good to go on this one. I think it's time to take it. So, Justinian, give all of your troops to somebody who can use them better than you can. That would be Eurus. 78 units. We are going to box it this time around and just attack. Just go right through that gate. Okay, Midari is going to hold. Okay, so Justinian, send you back. And the rest of you, storming. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, let's just make this work here. 5 slaves. That's not really enough to do much. The 4 will give... Who's the... Oh, Andric. You are not looking good. You have the disease curing potion. I guess there's just too many troops that are diseased as well. So... By the way, I did check, and Andric was diseased before due to old age, not because of the starvation. We gotta move this to someone who's gonna survive. Can Eurus hold it? Yeah, he can. Alright. Just because Andric might not survive another turn. Storm. Okay, Lucomo, you are also a slave. Well, actually, we have 6. We need 8 to get up. Who's the master? The master is Erlance, who's just doing a divine blessing. He can also now do fanaticism instead of sermon of courage, and then since it's Hermore, we can banish. Andric is also doing master, but just to buff up the slaves. He's going to continue to do that. Oh shoot, he can't do mist form anymore. Oh man. Andric! Well, body ethereal. It's good enough. Alright. So next turn, we're going to storm there. Where's this Olmish castle that we were sieging? No, honestly. Where? Oh. What am I? Oh, I'm so stupid. Farron Mountains. So wait. Saran Forests. Oh shoot. They can storm. Well, Bulgarian, you can't command the angels. Alright, well, we're going to have you stand as far to the back as possible so that the angels at least have some time to do their thing. Although unblessed, they're not going to be able to do much, and unfortunately, we're going to lose him. That is a large army of giants. But they are trapped now. So if I could beat them in a battle of some kind, they would all... If I could just cause them to flee. Maybe Foulresh with his horror, plus these two angels with their... Both of them have cause horror. If we can get them to just flee, we can eradicate them by having them flee into enemy territory. That's a possibility. That is a possibility. And this throne will give us heat, order, growth, and 3 fire and fire resistance. And spreads dominion times 5. That's excellent. Good to have that. And we have a new Harbinger, I believe, as well. Okay. Who's next on the list? Mayrunes. Alright, welcome to Team Mayrunes. And you should be all set up. Oh, we forgot the dragon scale armor. Are you a new Theurg? We have a new Theurg. I forgot I even had one of those. Well, I'm probably not going to be recruiting any more Varangian commanders. So, Christian Lighthawk. Sorry, I know you want to be a Varangian commander, but we just don't have any of those, so it is what it is. I'm going to, however, forge you a water bracelet, and you'll go to battle as a awesome water Theurg. But for right now, someone needs to... Forge water should be able to do it at this point. let's give the... Who did I give the hammer to? Oh, Thunder. Okay, Thunder, give the hammer to Forge Water. And he should be able to make us very, very cheap dragon scale. Yep, okay, so we have 39 gems. 32, so it costs us 5 gems for dragon scale. That is awesome. What am I saying? I can't even do math. It costs us 7. 7 gems, which so would normally be 10, so we saved 3. That's not bad. Thunder is going to research. Photios, keep making us helmets, man. For our next angel, we are going to need... We have the helmet. We have this. Wait, didn't I... Shouldn't that have gone to... Or did I make 2 of those? Yeah, Mayron's already got one. So we need a Vine Shield. Anonymous. You've got the hammer. Do your thing. And the next turn we'll do the boots. So we're good. We're pumping out thugs at a pretty rapid rate here. Mayron's, let's go down. Hopefully you can also... Although maybe against... You'd be good against Hermore. That's a lot, though, for a brand new angel with no backup. Well, we'll put you here, and you and Ron Burgundy come up with a plan. Although lately it seems that my angels do better on their own than with friends. Let's get some more troops here. We have a good amount of gold. I almost want to say we should have some mercenaries. Oh, look what happened here. Alright, let's move here. This'll hold. I'm sure it will. Well, ooh, that's a lot of guys, isn't it? Alright, Dragon Strike and Thanatos. We're coming here to patrol. And then we'll move against these guys as well. Or should we just move against them now? Yeah, and then we'll move. If they conquer this, that's fine. We'll just move right back. Money's not a problem. And we have plenty of temples now, so our dominion should be spreading. We're storming that fortress. Really, our only main threat here is this group. And it looks like Bolgeron's going to unfortunately fall as soon as he joined us. 120 giants. That is just out of control. But I think 2 angels with their fear effect could make a mess of them right quick. And then we have these guys. Everybody's patrolling. We look to be in good shape. Tolmac, you lost an eye somehow? That's no good, but... Oh, because you're old, right. Hmm. $10 and $10. It's expensive. But Tolmac, you've been good to us. We'll be good to you. Next turn, we'll take care of that for you. Research. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we're losing territory, you know, and we're having some trouble against Ashdod. But next turn, we'll have 3 more Ascension points. The following turn, we should have a 4th. And then if Burnsaber and his troops can take this one, we'll have our 5th, which will lead us to victory. That will be the end of it. So actually, we're in a stronger position than we've ever been. It just doesn't seem that way. So thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.